Kindly raise your hands.
Okay.
Finance, one speed breaker normally comes around 10 to 12,000. That's roughly, I mean, last time when we installed one speed breaker actually came out to be around 10,000. That was a 50 in height. So that was again on experimental basis. So this time we have decided to try with 75 height because we didn't see any big change in the speed of the vehicles as such. So we'll again do this on an experimental basis because there is another type of speed breaker called polycarbonate, something like that. That's normally used for heavy traffic on the highways. But since we here in the society we don't see that kind of heavy traffic or the trucks and all, so we'll actually implement install 75 speed breakers. So that's all, but the cost will change. Maybe it may come around, I guess, around 14 to 15,000, not the 12,000. Because earlier it was 1300 per meter, running meter. 75 comes around, comes with 2100 to 2200 per meter. And one speed breaker is around 5 to 6 meters here.
Yeah, main road it will be 9. Main road, but rest of the.
So actually the approval is because this expense will be more than 1 lakh. So as per bylaws, above 1 lakh for any expenses, we require a general body approval. We have done the expenses right now up to 50,000 and we have stopped there because we require general body. So most probably by this year it will be more than 1 lakh expense in the speed breaker, and that is what is proposed, whether you should do it or not.
So once those, we'll replace the broken speed breakers once, not all at one time. So it will take some time, I mean, when the time comes to change the speed breaker.
So have you identified how many are broken right now? Which need to
There is whatever is breaking right now. We are actually just thought of replacing with the speed breaker. So right now most of the speed breakers are okay, unless until we find which is.
Which one? We require 2 there actually.
Right now the P1, P2 is actually at the replacement.
We already removed those
That is already there.
And here actually one
But
broken is.
I think what we require is going ahead from here. Whenever the speed breaker breaks,
It's a provision you are making.
yeah, we are making a provision. So because we'll cross 1 lakh very soon.
You can raise a ticket if you find any speed breaker broken.
Locks wala? Locks wala?
It is not broken, right?
It is non-existent.
So you want existing.
No, you want to speed breaker there. You want to remove that blocks and put it.
I think we can handle that. I think the proposal is actually for this expense. Because speed breaker is coming expensive. Normally if we actually take that normal concrete one and repair it, right, the expense for that itself comes around 5,000 to 6,000. Whether the person charges 6,000 to remove it little bit, because nobody just, he says it doesn't stick there, so he just removes it and then puts a new one. So differential will be around 4 to 5,000 difference in one speed breaker when you do a concrete versus rubber.
The rubber is good. Yeah, rubber is good.
Yeah, so I'm just putting this resolution for approval that replacement of the broken speed breakers henceforth will be done by the rubber speed breakers, and that total amount may go above 1 lakh because there are around 25 speed breakers in our society.
That was during the financial we are talking about.
Yeah, so how much amount we should spend on
16, 17. Financial year 16, 17.
Yeah, so you want to install 1 lakh speed breaker for this financial year or 2 lakh or 3 lakh?
So that is how many speed breakers?
No, actually that is not, there is no bound as such and binding as such.
You are actually proposing it to do it default.
It may go, for this financial year also, it may go beyond 1 lakh or 2 lakh.
So the approval is for more than expenses more than 1 lakh.
Any expenses you make,
One speed breaker
yeah,
is more than
in one category for one vendor, you have to actually get an approval from the general body. So we are taking this in advance. We already spent around 50,000.
But that must be during the last financial year.
That cost might have gone earlier.
That might
Yeah,
have gone in the last year, na?
correct.
So that's why you didn't seek any.
So is it related to the
No.
financial year. I
16.
don't think so.
See, it was less than 50,000 last year. This year, if you started today, because you started 3 months or 4 months back.
That was there was
Correct.
that's why there was no necessity
Correct.
of taking any prior approval.
Correct. For this, we require it because we see that it will increase.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So for
yeah.
this financial year, we can approve 1 lakh, isn't it?
17. Yeah, it will go.
it can go above 1 lakh also.
So you want to keep an upper cap, we could do that.
टोटलचा अप्रूव्ह घेऊन टाका टोटलचा
नाही, आता आपल्याला माहिती नाही की
Total
किती
नाही.
स्पीड ब्रेकर लागणार. आपल्या जेवढे तुटले तेवढेच माहिती. 3 स्पीड ब्रेकर तुटले तेवढे आपण बसवणार. आमचे 2 महिन्यांनी दुसरा तुटला.
दुसरे नवीन ऍड करायला लागतील ना आपल्याला
हा तो ठीक आहे, तो तिसरा. आता उद्या अजून चौथा इकडचा तुटला, तो म्हटलं मला स्पीड ब्रेकर करून द्या. तर मग करायचा का नाही करायचा?
Basically
We
provision.
can't have that.
तुम्ही प्रोव्हिजन करून घेऊन टाका सगळ्यांचीच गरज आहे
किती काउंट आहे
Eventually, but
But this
not
provision
one
get
time.
आपण.
हा मग प्रोव्हिजन
Progressively we can do it actually. Progressively we
It's
can
not
do
one
it.
time that we are going to change all the speed breakers. When as and when required, we'll do that. But we don't know at this point in time how many speed breakers will be replaced in future, right? Depending upon that time.
यू शुड टेक ॲक्च्युली अप्रुव्हल ऑफ सम अमाऊंट लाईक 2 लाख 2.5 लाख जे काय असेल तर तुम्ही तसं अप्रुव्हल घेऊन ठेवा.
And we can't spend basically a lot of money on speed breaker because we don't have money for tankers, right? So that has to something.
So for this financial year, 1 lakh, then we'll. कारण 2 लाखामध्ये किती होईल माहिती का? 2005. तसं 6. 1 लाखामध्ये 6-7 होतील. 7-8 होतील जास्तीत जास्त.
निगोशिएट पण करता येईल
7-8.
तुम्हाला अमाऊंट मोठे सगळे निगोशिएशन होईल.
टोटल अमाऊंट घेण्यापेक्षा रबरचं रिप्लेस करतो एवढे आणि जसे रिक्वायर्ड होईल त्याप्रमाणे करा म्हणजे
1 लाखच्या पुढे असेल तर ते करावं लागतं, राईट?
Actually, हेच आपलं कंडिशन अप्रूव्हल आहे की वी मेक अन प्रपोजल टू रिप्लेस दिस रबर speed breaker whenever required, but the expense may go above 1 lakh and that approval also required.
Is it approved?
Beforehand you don't know, right?
Okay, so this is the last topic. This is more towards the children's and kids. There have been always a request that we actually make certain play area. There are 3 proposals, 3 different areas. One is table tennis area. We already have a table tennis a board, which is actually we are kept in the transformer room, and we always see it's deteriorating. So we are planning it actually to keep it in this area. For playing and actually have complete enclosure with the netted fabrication, and that netted is actually 1 inch into 1 inch netted, and that will be opened from the front side. So during the Ganpati festival and all, we'll just open the whole thing from the first side and actually move the TD table at that time, and rest of the year it will just keep it enclosed, and we'll actually keep keys near security so that the people who actually use it also take the responsibility of not breaking it. So that is around 50,000 rupees expense for that fabricated thing, and we move the table here. We didn't think of other options, please.
No, because the space is
A little less, yeah. So this is 50 feet into 50. This is 20 feet into 20 feet area. The table is actually 10 feet into 5 feet. 5 feet you'll get. So you can't play the hardcore table tennis. But for kids and all, they can play, and we can restrict if you want to keep below 5 to 10 or something like that.
सस्ते वाला ऑप्शन नहीं है अपने पास यही है.
हाँ, पहले एक बार स्टार्ट करते हैं. Let's see, because every policy we make, we have to see how it works. It's not just making the policy how it.
use this area, then
This is cheaper option.
Table tennis सगळ्यात चांगलं.
Okay. So can you please raise your hand for the approach? Okay. The second topic is children play area.
Yeah, so the children play area requires a lot of development. The first of all is the major expenses can come from the sand itself. So we'll have to put around 12 brass to 15 brass of sand over there. It's almost gone. So 12, yeah. I'm talking about the play area in the phase 1 garden. All the children play over there, and so one brass is around 100 cubic foot, and that comes around 8,500. The 1 month rate. It keeps on changing. So assume that it can be around 8 to 10,000, anything between 8 to 10,000. And the total expenses for the sand, just for the sand, could be around 1 lakh. Because the area is huge, it's almost I think 3,000 square foot total area, and we can have 3 to 4 inch of level of sand, so that nothing happens. If some kid falls down, he should not get hurt. That's the intention. Just it will act as a cushion. Earlier it was there, the sand was there, but it is not sufficient now. So we'll have to actually put some sand over there. So that is one thing. Sorry. So it can come around 1 lakh, anything between 1 lakh to 1,20,000, or even less than that, depending upon the rate of the sand at that time when actually we go for the development.
This is including transportation?
Yeah, so actually it's including transportation. One brass is 8,500. One truck carries around 5 brass. So that includes transportation and unloading on the spot. So then we'll have to actually distribute. We'll have to have a separate labor for that. Okay, this is just for the land. This is sand, not land. So you need to take approval for sand only, or the rest of the answer will come under separate.
Total expenses.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, total expenses for sand only, it could be 1 lakh to 1,20,000, and there are yeah. This one for sand. So I put it for approval. Shall we go ahead with the purchasing the sand and putting into the play area? So that is very costly. So it is around 250 rupees per square foot. That too the cheapest quality of the rubber. It comes around 2 inch in width, and it smells when it gets heated up. So 2,250 rupees per square foot. Children play area in phase 1 garden near transformer room. Yeah, slides and swings are there. Okay, so agree?
We'll come to your area very soon.
Yeah. And yeah, so there are other. Yeah, is it approved? Thank you. And there are other equipments like slides, swings, trampoline. Those are broken and those need to be repaired. There are some climbers. There's a net climber which it doesn't have a net actually, so we'll have to have put a net over it. And we also plan to install 1 or 2 small equipments over there. One is a rider, small for the small kids. The second one is a baby ladder where kids can actually climb and do some kind of hanging over there for playing. So that roughly, I don't know exact number for expenses for that, but roughly it can go about anything between 60,000 to 1 lakh, because that also includes the painting of the existing equipments.
So it's only repair or purchase also?
Purchase of 2 new equipments.
All inclusive?
So depending upon the budget and availability at that time, we will decide. So one is required, that is a baby ladder that I call. May come around maybe 15 to 20,000. And the other repairs like the trampoline, the net climber, and repair of the swings and slides, that can go up to maybe 30,000 to 40,000. So we'll have to get quotations. We tried to get quotations from the earlier vendors, but couldn't get from all of them. But it can go anything between 60,000 to 1 lakh. So I'm just putting it for the approval. So do you all approve? Okay. Thanks a lot.
So the next topic is Ram, and actually take it little sportingly. First, we have taken this phase 2 development, and the phase 2 development, I and Anil were looking actually into it because there is a conflict. Okay, so the phase 2 development, right? The plan is actually to make a football play area. That is roughly this particular area, right? What you see in the front side, the phase 2, is 34 meter lengthwise. The widthwise it is 17.15, which is actually getting around 583 square meter of area. So the proposal is to actually have 2 badminton courts there and 1 football proposal. And by actually football proposal is 25 into 17.5 area. The badminton court is actually 20 feet, 22 into 20 feet. So we'll actually plan is to make it 2 badminton courts and 1 football court, football place. And the other thing is also we have thought about the disturbance caused to it, and to avoid that we will actually have a strict timing, and we'll have an enclosure of the netted thing, which will be around 8 feet, which will cover the complete enclosure, and there will be just 2 gates on either sides with a lock, which will actually allow the kids to play only in the stipulated time, and then close it off. So earlier the thinking was to make it concrete, but the concrete is coming very expensive. So the proposal is to make right now basically by mud, cover it and take a 8 feet height and actually have a green cloth which will cover the complete thing so that the dust doesn't go above certain level. So this is for the proposal. Whether conceptually we should work over it, that approval is required because the work is a little huge.
Yes, so anybody has objections or other proposal, you can please.
Instead of having 2 badminton courts,
Yeah. Yeah. Light and air or the neighboring houses. Okay, yeah, that's one objection. If you put a net, it will.
अरे लोग लगाते भी हैं ग्रीन कपड़ा अपने घर में, कितने लोगों ने लगा रखा है, कवर कर रखा है।
नहीं, आपको मतलब इन्होंने बताया कि इनको प्रॉब्लम, आपका क्या प्रॉब्लम है या नहीं है?
हम लोग ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं कर रहे।
नहीं, so what we are just basically discussing. If it works out well, we will do it. If it doesn't work out, then we will not do it.
They can play any game except football and cricket. The football hit in my stomach, you know.
Yeah, so madam, your point is
I
taken.
have written and given the letter
Yeah,
also.
so to prevent that, we are planning to have a net so that the ball doesn't hit you or it doesn't go outside the plane area.
That also it came directly in my place, in my premise where I.
So madam, we are actually going to put a net from all the top so that the football doesn't come out also. The top and side.
It will object the air and light. But why should we give up the lawn, what we have right now?
And yes, on the lawn, if you play, it will be damaged.
We are happy with the garden.
Yeah, so
Actually, that we don't have for the play area for the kids, and that.
पूरी जिंदगी स्लाइडिंग करते रहेंगे क्या 10 साल के बच्चे भी स्लाइड करेंगे?
खेलने के लिए आपका अरेंजमेंट
No, actually, Ram, basically, if there is an objection, if we can work it out, then we can do it. We will not actually do it.
Respect ladies, that I want to see. What answers they are giving.
No.
And how many balls, cricket balls have come in my garden, they destroy my plants. Even they are destroying the garden plants
Yeah, so
also.
ma'am, actually that will be ensured. The thing is, we'll ensure is, we will open it only from 5 evening and keep it running up to 9 or 10 max. And then close it completely for the whole day and evening. So the thing is, the timing can be easily adjustable. If things you feel that it is not working, you can always raise an objection saying close at this time. But we will keep it limited time open.
I am not against playing for the children in the garden. I love children when they are playing. But there should be some rule and regulation, and there should be some limit. They are kicking the ball such a way, it is not an open garden. It is not an open garden.
Yeah, so
Even
ma'am,
the
we
small
are,
children are
so
walking
ma'am,
and
we
all.
are closing it completely.
Yeah, that I agree. If you are closing, it's okay.
Okay. So the only point is.
And I have given this complaint long back, but nobody is taking any action, and they have not stopped also. They are continuing with that same game. This is what it is respected.
yeah, that's madam, we have looked at your letter, and that's the why we are proposing that basically the ball should not go outside or should not hurt or disturb anybody.
Should I give you how many balls are come in?
Yeah,
I have in my
so
house?
madam, to avoid that, that's the reason we are proposing that we will have a net, right? That's the solution that we are proposing.
Till then what I'll do?
7 feet, yes.
Yeah, so on the top also there will be net. On the top also. It is a net.
Not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
She does not
ma'am,
have
actually there is no, basically,
I'm not talking to you, please. I'm not talking to you.
so
I'm
ma'am,
not talking to you.
so, ma'am, actually, I always tell that children don't get to play where they play and they play at the wrong place and it hurts others.
See, you
So,
cannot make children understand
What?
this is not the
What their point is actually,
where is the
instead of the
area?
children, the
And
elder
you
people
can't
are coming and
expect,
playing what she is saying.
You can't expect boys to play kitchen and poshampa by poshampa and dippy dam. Am I wrong? जिसके पास लड़के हैं उनको समझ में आता होगा कि लड़कों को यही सब गेम्स चाहिए. अगर हम उनको प्रोवाइड नहीं करेंगे तो मेरा इस सोसाइटी में रहने का फायदा नहीं. मुझे नहीं पता था कि S3 का गेट मेरे पास बन जाएगा. मेरे यहाँ से इतनी गाड़ियाँ जाती हैं, मैडम की भी जाती हैं, हॉर्न बजाते हुए. मेरी बेटी उठ जाती है 1 साल की. देन व्हाट शुड आई से? गेट बंद कर दो कि मैं गाली गलौज करने लगूं. इन्होंने इतना लड़ाई किया है सबके साथ, इतनी गंदी लैंग्वेज बच्चों के साथ यूज की है.
So let's not discuss, madam. Your point is understood. Let's not discuss.
I'm not talking nonsense. Everybody has been.
no, just hold on. There is no point discussing personal. We are actually proposing a new solution.
You call all the children and talk to them what way I talk
This
to
is general body meeting.
The lawn is the lawn we have, whatever we have installed right now, no, is around whatever.
Actually, this is general body meeting. It is expected that we should discuss the common issue there. And the issue is that all the children of this society, they should have some of the playing facility, courts.
Even adults can play, I feel.
And because what happened, we have tried this same thing. I have tried this same thing in Pantanagar, then we got the good results because whatever the negative energy going outside then, boys will be here only, they will be playing, and that is the very good things for health and that positive energy there. And where this boys will be going then. But simply the point is that what we have to take the due care of her also, that there should be protected one. So basically, I mean, if it is protected and if it is made available for the boys, that should be good.
There's no objection to protect.
That will be protected, they will be taken care of.
Provide a place for the children to play
and other people have to adjust it. If one person
So-
is complaining, we should not bother about that. Their point, what is their contention, that should be looked after.
Correct.
And you are
So
doing that.
actually, I think nobody would deny that kids used to play. The only thing is point of contention. What comes to the what Ram is saying, that the view will be closed. So on that basis, is that
Air and lights for what we have paid the premium.
correct? But
We have paid the premium for getting the corner row house so that we get the right light, a good light and a good ventilation. That will get
so ventilation won't be a problem, right? Because that
net, na? Net. So what are the options instead of green cloth? What other options are available?
so if you don't put green cloth, we may have to go for concreting.
Bigger net, bigger whole net. No, not concreting. Bigger net is available. There is a bigger net.
So if you do a concreting on that whole thing, the dust will not come, and then we don't have to go for green, but it will be expensive.
No, actually, other problem is, other problem is like we have bore wells. If you put a concrete, it is going to dry out. Yeah, so I am personally against the concrete because there is a lot of concretization.
Putting the green cloth on the floor.
So we explored that green cloth on the floor, but the problem is that is of rubber. So if when it rains and then it smells little bad.
What about the artificial lawn? Plastic lawn? Very expensive.
So if you think if we can start this and actually have toughened ground and not put the green cloth around. So is that going to be okay? We'll test it out.
As long as the light and air is not getting obstructed.
Cricket here, we used to get balls here. So what happens like if there is some damage, who is responsible?
No, we are going to enclose with the net completely, so that nothing goes outside of it.
Which net? Is metal?
So the net on the top, I'm not sure whether you have seen Chonde Park, you have seen.
They have full net.
They have full net on the
Nylon
roof.
net. एक स्क्वेरिंग से
त्यांना हवा पण येते काय अडचण नाही.
There is airflow ला काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
कॉर्नरला आपण ग्रीन लावतो म्हणताय त्यांचं ऑब्जेक्शन आहे की त्यांना लाईट आणि
The cloth was just because if the dust comes, it should not come into here.
तेच ना म्हणजे आमच्याकडे आम्हाला प्रोटेक्शन पाहिजे ना त्याला आपण ग्रीन गाडी लावायला पाहिजे गाडी लावायची गाडी लावली पाहिजे गाडी लावायची फक्त त्या ग्रीनचा ॲडव्हान्टेज काय होता आपण हे प्रत्येक ठेवतो गाडी
That is one option you can think of. Agreed.
एक बैडमिंटन कोर्ट मांगो.
जो स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा चाह.
We can think of it. We'll just
वहाँ पे आपको ज़्यादा कुछ करना नहीं है. लाइट लगा दिया ग्रीन को. हाँ 2 लाइट लगा दिया 2 फोकस लगा दिया
This is basically you want an additional thing there, Ram. You are saying that we can do an additional thing. Apart from this, we do that additional. Or
No,
not a.
either or. Yes, that can be one option. That's what I'm saying. That can be one option which is easily available. नीचे concrete है बैडमिंटन के.
Yeah, but I think that would be volleyball will be better, right? That.
नाही इकडे व्हॉलीबॉल चालू आहे.
Whatever. Means we can utilize that.
इकडे बास्केटबॉलचं कोर्ट करा आणि बास्केटबॉल आणि थ्रोबॉल ठेवा फुटबॉलचं करा नेट लावा संपलं अप्रूव्हल घ्या ना आता आपण जास्त
व्हॉलीबॉल थ्रोबॉल अँड बास्केटबॉल
मॅडम बॅडमिंटन होते भरायचे.
नाही चालेल बॅडमिंटन ठेवा फुटबॉल ठेवा
आपण सगळंच लावून टाकू
any objection नाही
Do it, do it.
और ऑब्जेक्ट घेऊन टाका मला. लाइट अँड
दोन एरियाचं स्पोर्ट्स साठी अप्रूव्हल घेऊन टाका.
एक आपल्या आमच्यासाठी ठेव ना. लग्न झालं आमच्यासाठी एक ग्राउंड ठेव ना.
मी तेव्हा दोन्हीचं अप्रूव्हल घेऊन टाका स्पोर्ट्स साठी म्हणून मग काय करायचं ते ठरवतं.
काय डेव्हलप करायला आम्हाला पण जेव्हा रे
एरियाचं अप्रूव्हल घ्या ना फक्त आता तरी. हां इंटिग्रिटीज त्यांच्यावर डिसाईड.
My plan is actually have 45 minutes slot.
They don't want to. Adults also need to play.
No, the thing for that, we will be actually in the apartment under there is booking. There is an activity booking. So we will keep 45 minutes slot for each age group for girls, boys, and actually have an age group booking. We'll think on that.
Okay.
Everybody is thinking about the playing and the playground and football, volleyball. What about how do you control the voice, noise?
Yeah, that's why we said that we'll have the limited time available for the playing. It's not throughout the day. So if you have objection,
We are not talking about the throughout the day.
yeah.
Holidays may be for children.
No, it's not about holiday. What we are saying is to avoid disturbance to the neighbors. We are going to keep the facility available for restricted time, right? Maybe 3 hours, 4 hours in a day. So that time can be mutually agreed. If you think that evening is a problem for you, we can discuss it over, right? So we are not, basically we try to minimize the disturbance to the neighbors, whatever is possible, right? So now we are putting this, at least this, so we don't want to take everything at a time, right? There are so many things we need to do. So let's basically work on this plan, whatever Vinay presented. We want your approval. Once it is done, maybe we can think of something else, right? So please raise your hands. Approve of this development.
without dust and
So here are we approving this garden and
No, right now only this one.
okay, not about that.
Yeah.
Can
So,
you please do something there?
yeah, that may be phase 3. We can take up.
सर एरिया अप्रूव्ह करा, कन्स्ट्रक्शन करा न करा नंतर फक्त
माहिती नाही उद्या आम्ही बॉडीमध्ये आहे नाही आहे आमच्याकडे जेवढं होईल तेवढं करू काय
बॉडीमध्ये सगळे पेपरवरती येणारच ना ते
नाही ना.
अप्रूव्ह झाले म्हणून.
नाही ते 6 महिन्याच्या वरती व्हॅलिड नसतं.
ओके.
That proposal is after 6 months.
So, so what is proposed is make the harden first. We'll put some mud and first harden it, and then we'll have 6 feet of fabrication work with basically the cross checks.
Chain link. Chain link.
Yeah, little bigger. Yeah, it may be somehow like this.
Chain link.
Chain link, and then we'll have doors on both the sides, which will be locked during the daytime. It will be open only for playing. Then we can decide. We can start this work. Let's see how it really comes.
Timing we can work it out. Like if you think that we can work it out. It's not hard and fast.
Next point.
5 to 8 4 to 8 या 5 to 8.
4 to 8. 4 to 8.
We can discuss it.
What I am saying is, there is no enforcement that it will be open and then allow you to suffer, right? This is at least what till we are there we can ensure you that. Okay, if there is a disturbance, we'll adjust the timing accordingly. Somehow we'll manage that. But right now, also the kids play, right? Adults, you can't stop them actually. Yeah. So we're just making a facility, and then about the timing, let's work it out. I think.
So effectively what will happen now, the kids can come and play at 10 in the morning also. But then 6
That-
in the morning that will get locked out.
That will be locked out, yes. No, if it is allowed by other people, we can open it at 6. So timing is something which we have not decided yet.
So we need to take neighbors into consideration.
Deciding the time.
Yeah, while deciding the timing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Why don't you let it develop as a garden itself?
What is the cost of a lawn?
No, but where we can do that, but what's the use of it much?
See, there are playgrounds there also. There is a playground outside also. There is a common playground, PCMC playground.
Phase 2 don't have a lawn anymore.
इकडचा वापरा मग इकडे नको.
आपल्या इकडे तो ओपन आहे ना हॉलचा, तो वापरा पहिला त्याच्यावर एक्सपेरिमेंट करा.
इथे त्यांना लॉन पाहिजे ना, लॉन करा. तिकडे तुम्ही एरिया
करा तिकडे तो ओपन एरिया तिकडे करा.
एरिया
त्यांनी केलं.
Okay, yeah.
इकडे नाही तर तिकडे करून टाका.
So we want something in the society.
Yeah, so anyway, it is approved. Only thing is we need to address their concerns. That's what we are trying to do.
Even as a garden, not a playground.
Uncle, that's what I am saying. This was given as a garden. That was not given as a S3 gate. But still, जहाँ पे rules नहीं है. जो हमको अच्छा लगता है वो चलने दो. जो नहीं लगता उसमें चिल्लाने लगो.
Okay, well, I think we have covered most of the points. Only option like if it.
So there is basically another update, important update on the consumer code. I just want to give that. I'll put it in the thing. That is approved, na? Yeah, we have to just address your concerns.
आम्ही तिकडचं पण अप्रूव्ह केलेलं आहे.
See, how people like. I have taken a vote, people have voted it. If you think that it is not voted, maybe we'll have to take it in the next meeting. Yeah, the proposal was presented. Now people are left, right? No, he explained everything, Ram. He explained everything.
Actually, that was approved already.
Yeah.
It was already approved. You don't take the consent of each everybody आहे. मीन्स इंडिव्हिज्युअल कोणी घेऊ नका तो त्याच्यामध्ये. ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ह झाले, लोक गेले पण आहे. आणि बॅडमिंटन जर कोणाला खेळायचे बाहेर कोण जाणार आहे? सोसायटीमध्ये आपल्या ह्या पोरांसाठी किंवा सर्वांसाठी फॅसिलिटी आवश्यक आहे. आणि बॅडमिंटन खेळायला आणि त्या ग्राउंडला कोण जाणार आहे? ते ऑलरेडी झालेलं आहे. मला वाटतं त्याच्यावर ते पुन्हा विचार करण्याची गरज नाही असं मला वाटते. ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ह झाले. Why you are taking the individual's consent?
Things were being discussed when the approval was taken.
It is already
Things were
approved.
being discussed when approval was taken.
It is already approved. Everybody is going home. Let us go.
Okay, it is recorded in the video camera. Maybe if you have objections, you can recheck the video camera. Okay. So, as per our understanding, whatever proposal we have presented for development of phase 2 as a play area, that has been approved by the members and it is recorded. Now, only thing that we are trying to do is address the concern of the neighboring people, right? And that is what we are discussing. Okay. Any other point?
Only on the update on the consumer court, we had a consumer team basically led by Damble sir, Tripalkar sir and Atanu. So they actually went and met the builder, and builder promised that he will do certain things out of it. And then he promised a few things which are actually highly objectable. He actually said that he is going to repair the main road, which is from the gate 3 to the main gate, by putting a drainage in, putting a stormwater line in between. But stormwater line is something which we actually, basically we highly objected, because once you put a stormwater line, it means that it goes to the PCMC, and once he gives to the PCMC, he will get an FSI out of it. And that particular property, which is a line, will be actually part of an PCMC's property. So this is what we don't want to go in that particular path. So MC and the consumer team met and had a meeting over it, and then we decided to actually go for legal opinion for it, and we are giving a legal notice to the builder to provide the amenities. There are a list of amenities which we have mentioned there, which he has promised in the voucher, and basically not committed to it. So we are actually doing it through an advocate, basically Advocate Anandi, who is a different advocate. We will first give a letter to the official legal letter to a builder, saying these are the things which we are expected from him. In case he doesn't reply, we may actually go to the consumer court. And for consumer court, I think we will get another general body meeting, right? Before we enter into that particular court. Okay. Right now we have taken the first step of issuing the legal notice to the. It's in the process. We are just looking into it. Okay.
विनय एक पण होता की सांगायचं काही फक्त दिवसेंदिवस पाण्याचा प्रॉब्लेम हा जो आहे तो स्केअरसिटी किती वाढत्या माहीत आहे. तर मला वाटतं की मला माहीत नाही वेदर इट वुड बी फिजिबल ऑर नॉट की रेन वॉटर हार्वेस्टिंगचा आपण काही विचार करतो आहे का, आणि विचार केला असेल तर त्याच्यावर काही एक्सपर्ट लोक बसून त्यांच्या ओपिनियन घेऊन मला वाटतं याचा देखील विचार करायला पाहिजे, कारण दिवसेंदिवस आणि वर्षानुवर्ष पुढे प्रॉब्लेम भेडसावत जाणार आहे. याच्याबद्दल आपण काय विचार केला का? कृपया प्रकाश टाकावा.
सो आपल्याला नानावडीकर सरांनी एक प्रपोजल दिलं होतं. त्यांनी एक बेसिकली एक्सपर्ट आहेत, त्यांची आपण भेटू. तर त्यांनी एक आपल्याला एक कोटेशन दिलं आहे ट्रायल बेसवर. त्यांचं असं म्हणणं आहे, आपल्या रोडवरून जे पाणी जातं, इफ यू मेक सॉर्ट ऑफ 2x3 meter duct, so we can capture all the rainwater in that duct and then it will seep into the ground. We can take a borewell at the center of that duct if you want, or we can make that duct next to the borewell, existing borewells. So that way we can basically recharge the borewells. So there is one quotation submitted. So for this one duct, he is quoting around 77,000 or something. We still need to go back, talk to him, work out the details, negotiate. But this is the first proposal that he has submitted. So maybe we can take it on trial basis, and then we will obviously get 2 more quotations. But if somebody has some other proposal that we can think of. Yeah. Yeah, so he said approximately we can say 30 lakh liters of water in our area.
Besides that, then there are some of the technical procedures or society also.
Yeah.
Which can calculate total runoff coming from that roads, and that how much quantity of water is coming, what should be the size of channel, and how much quantity is storing in that then. Accordingly, dimensions will be calculated and then the quotation. If there are some of the committee members, some of the members, technical members in our society also, you can take the help of them also.
So I think that's a good proposal because the technicality of it, right, when we discuss with him, he doesn't guarantee anything. He will do this and how it will work is not guaranteed. So if you have some technical expertise in that, because right now the main road, right, the water comes from the military area, so that is also a catchment area. So it's not just society, but the military area on the other side becomes a catchment area for this particular water. So on that front, right, I would say that we are not gone very detailed in the expert of that. But if you have someone who can actually assist it, I think let's do that. Because
once they lay, they have lesser water coming this side. So you can't completely depend on that. All the water will come from that side.
We have sufficient water, I can guarantee that.
पाणी आपल्याला पाणी खूप यूज होईल ते.
No, I think that's a different topic.
There will not be water scarcity.
I think he is a valid point, but we need to take care of it.
Rajesh point is valid.
What is the answer? So you can do it. It has been implemented in certain places in grid kind of a thing. And they let all the water percolate in the ground. If you want, I can find out the details.
But that is more costlier than the what we have.
Harvesting has to be done actually.
I don't know, but
There is a need. Harvesting, something has to be done.
Need of the hour.
Need of the hour.
It is, when you say harvesting, default there is a natural harvesting which is taking place. We are just increasing the percentage because we already have bore wells. The water is going to bore wells. When you say harvesting, in the natural process itself, the water is getting drained out. We are just
water harvesting happens two ways. One is storage and one is percolation.
Yeah, we can't do storage.
We can't do storage, that is established. The percolation we can increase. And that's for that you'll have to puncture the concrete roads. You'll have to puncture it at different places. There are two things that could happen. Water will go, water level will increase. The other thing, the soil below will sink, it is black soil. So it might affect your foundation of the house.
Now, actually, this point, I remember this point given somewhere with the Jal Biradri, that this is basically a cotton-rich black cotton area.
There is black soil.
So this soil is not good for that.
I've seen the construction period thing. It is
I have a
black
last
soil.
question. Sorry. आपण वेस्ट मॅनेजमेंटचं काही करू शकत असाल तर मी त्याच्यामध्ये व्हॉलंटिअरिंग पण करेल, पण काहीतरी तुम्ही विचार केलाय का ते ओला कचरा आणि प्लास्टिक कचरा आपल्या 300 घरांविषयी तुम्ही जर काही करू शकत असाल किंवा काही आपण प्लॅन करू असं वाटत असेल तर माझ्याकडे काही लोक पण आहेत जे याच्याविषयी काम करतात, कारण वेस्ट इज अ बिगर इश्यू इन फ्रंट ऑफ ऑल द पुणे अँड ग्लोबल वॉर्मिंग और सो ऑन.
Actually, waste मध्ये कसं आहे माहिती आहे का? We don't know where. If somebody asks like STP in what is this? Nanavalkar's proposal was also to build STP, but the fact is we can't have any centralized location for waste keeping, because as soon as we do that.
I have an organization. If we will gather this plastic waste, okay? Plastic is like everywhere. The wrappers and everything. दुधाच्या पिशव्या पण त्याच्याच असतात, तर आपण सगळ्या गोळा करून त्यांना द्यायच्या. They have a recycling plant. They don't have the license yet, but they are gathering it.
I talked to the guys, the foundation, right? Yeah, actually I talked to those guys. They don't have a license because they, they create actually polyfuel out of that plastic waste plastic. But they can come and collect the plastic. So we are in talks with them. Myself and even Gokhale, Dhananjay Gokhale, I think he is a Godse, sorry. So both of us are actually talking to them, and we'll soon actually keep some bags over here in the society at a few gates, main gate and the Rathamani gate, and we can collect the plastic waste, and they come actually they come every fortnightly to collect the plastic and take with them.
See, the
So only just
sorry to interrupt. The collection part is a very easy thing. You have every clear plastic segregated. Your kachra wala can go and sell it off. The thing is to get that clean plastic segregated from individual houses.
Correct. That's a challenge, yeah.
Actually, we are thinking of setting up a group of some ladies who are
You can
interested
go
and
ahead.
we will go
I
and
think
promote
please.
the sort of thing, what to do. It's very easy. You just have to watch it.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's not where I see this, and this is what I had discussed with Nanewandekar. Long back, he had suggested this like 3 years, 4 years back. I told him, unless you have a penalty on the segregation part, it's not going to work. And he said, nahi, main karke dikhaunga and things like that. I have yet to see anything on that. See, once it can be by motivation, the motivation can be a penalty. Okay, unless it is decided that ठीक है अलग करके रखना, unless people do that, you will find people segregate vegetable waste, and in that also they will put plastic.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So,
one of the composter.
Yeah,
but that's
so,
1 or 2 cases. I mean,
it
obviously we'll have to have a check, but
that's
monitoring everything is not
putting
possible.
it
It's not in our control.
One thing you realize, in the society you can't have very accurate type of functioning.
Agreed,
Okay, so
completely.
At least if you get 80% of the success, then
See, we all can take a responsibility for our.
I started composting in my house.
So that is what you can do.
So that is
What I am thinking is, if you are giving an individual composter to everyone, that we can propose and actually give it out.
See, as far as the composter is concerned, Mayur, he gave me a tokri with with
Plant
the
and all.
and everything. I was composting in that. The rat came, it took out everything. For my 5 months compost is
the
gone.
method also should be.
rat liked it.
5 months compost is gone. That's
So
a
anyway, you are going to do something in that.
So if you have any, I mean, if you want to take a lead and want to form a group, you can go ahead with that.
Only problem is we can't do on our own everything.
Oh, we will do that.
It's not possible.
Okay. Yeah, with this, we conclude this meeting. Thanks for attending.
Who looks after security?
उमाटे 2 दिन पहले रात को लाइट कटा था 2 बजे रात को. मैं गया गेट पे ऐसा सोया मतलब मुझे समझ में आता है जो लग गया था उसको ऐसा टॉर्च लेके गया था तो वो पूरा हो गया 2 बार 3 बार ऐसा ठोका तो एक ऊपर ही तो गया
Problem reporting has no it's not a huge problem. The concept of saving water is what I think. But water shortage that is very
दोनों सो रहे हैं थोड़ा लग सकता है
जबकि लग गया अलर्ट थोड़ा सा खटखट हुआ समझ गया मुझे समझ आया आदमी 12 बट ऐसा सो रहा था तो ऐसा सिक्योरिटी यूजलेस होता है
वो वाटर टैंकर को क्या कोई भी फंक्शन है उसको रेंट आउट कर सकते हैं
मैं 2 बजे रात को कॉल किया मैं उसको जाकर पूछा इनफैक्ट ये स्पीड लाइट कैसा चला तो बोला डीजी चला तो डीजी लगाने के बाद वही चला फोन के लॉक तो सॉल्यूशन इज सिंपल है इनको समझता है बोलता भी हो आप समझने से उसके बाद
दैट इज हैपन व्हेन वी हैव सफिशिएंट वाटर
how to make sure that this water
करना है ना.
supply then it will be stored. Ready आप
लिटरली लोग लिटरली बोल
बड़ा काम
बाद में काम
सर दैट्स
So करेंगे बट आप
घर के बाहर एक नीचे पाइप से कनेक्ट कर दें
एक्चुअली नेट का वर्क होता है.
सर ये
खोलेगा कनेक्ट करेगा मोटर
ये हम लोग नेट लगवा देंगे
मोटर वहाँ पर
नेट लगाना नहीं है, सिर्फ कोटेशन लेना है. एक बार कोटेशन लेके उसको फाइनलाइज करना है. अभी मैंने बोला कि 2 कोड लेना है उसका ये पहले निकाल के
हाँ सेपरेट टाइम वो फील हो गया
एक्चुअली आप प्रपोजल्स लेके सबमिट कर सकते हैं क्योंकि टॉकिंग समरी आप वर्क कर सकते हैं उसको फाइनलाइज कर सकते हैं.
If you have somebody who can do it,
हम हर चीज बोल नहीं सकते कर नहीं सकते. आप किसी दिन शाम में आइए लगातार 1 हफ्ते और खाली चुपचाप बैठ जाइए खाली चुपचाप बैठे and see the attitude of people. तरीका खाली आपको बता रही हूँ। ये हम लोग नॉर्मल सारे के सारे पढ़े लिखे हैं इस सोसाइटी में, बट जब बच्चों से बात करने की बात आती है
पुलिस केस करना है इधर क्यों?
रोजी आंटी उनका बच्चों से हम लोग से भी सबसे झगड़ा हो चुका है। बारी बारी मेरे ख्याल से सब बड़े हुए ना, सबसे बारी